Do you think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no.
And so he pulls his dick out, right? And that thing was big, Tasha.
Most skinny men got big.
No, that thing was big, Tasha.
But most skinny men got
I'm gonna
big.
be honest, that thing was like fat, and it goes, here's the thing that makes it different. It goes to the left. It was for me, I loved it.
And me and him just been kicking it for a little while. And until about last month where I told him, like, he gotta stop living in a lie. You gotta stop pretending like you not gay.
This is serious. People have been hurt. People have been destroyed. Now you just want to be the lineup king, Curtis, huh? How about we line you up everything you did with Soulja Boy?
Could Soulja Boy really be the one to expose Nicki Minaj's addiction? All because she pressed him about DL rappers on Instagram Live? You guys, this whole thing has been wild to watch unfold, because if you've been around long enough, you already know the whispers about Soulja have never really gone away. The speculations about him being gay, the rumors of him messing with men, the clips floating around online, it's been out there for years. So when Nicki put him on the spot and asked if he knew about any undercover brothers in the industry, it hit different. Now, here's the part that made it messy. Soulja didn't answer like somebody who was chill and unbothered. He looked nervous, almost panicked, like he wanted to change the subject immediately. And Nicki, she wasn't letting him off the hook. The way she stared at him on that live, it felt like she already knew something. She just wanted to see if he'd crack. And honestly, that's what opened the floodgates. Because once that live ended, people went straight back to the old allegations. Suddenly, Soulja wasn't just the guy known for Crank That anymore, he was the guy everyone was calling out for hiding a double life. And trust me, that's only the beginning. Because the more you dig into these so-called rumors, the uglier it gets, especially when Jaguar Wright, Vivica Fox, and even Soulja's alleged lovers start speaking up. So, how did we even get here in the first place? Well, Soulja Boy and Nicki Minaj were on Instagram Live. Nicki straight up asked him if he knew about any DL rappers in the industry, and you could see it all over his face. He was not ready for that question. The man shifted, laughed it off, tried to change the subject. Meanwhile, Nicki, she just sat there with that look like, yeah, I said what I said, now let's see how you move. And to understand what I mean, just take a look and see for yourself.
But, do you think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no. We don't know about that.
Okay. Because I do.
You said what?
Oh, I said I do.
Now let's be real. Nicki knew exactly what she was asking. This wasn't random. She used to date Meek Mill, and as y'all probably know, Meek's name has been tied to Diddy more than once, and not in the best way. So who's to say Meek didn't spill some details to Nicki behind closed doors? You couldn't tell me she went into that live blind. She knew the conversations people were already having about Soulja. On top of that, we've seen clips of Soulja at those infamous Diddy parties. Now, of course, let's be clear. Diddy hasn't been proven guilty of the stuff people accuse him of. But the speculation around those parties, it's been heavy for years. Now here's the clip everyone's been replaying. Soulja at one of those infamous Diddy parties.
Yeah, love.
And if Nicki is connecting you to that world on live, putting you on blast in front of millions, come on guys, that's not just small talk. That's her taking a very public shot and seeing how you'd react. And that's exactly why Soulja's reaction looked so off. If he had nothing to hide, he could have laughed it off, made a joke, kept it pushing. Instead, he got tense, and the internet clocked it immediately. Now, if you've been on the internet these last few years, then you already know the whispers around Soulja have never gone away. Allegations about him hooking up with men have been floating around since forever, and the wild part is he hasn't exactly done much to shut them down. And every time he tries to laugh it off, the rumors just get louder. Let's not forget, Soulja even has an OnlyFans where he's catered directly to male fans. That alone had people talking, and it added more fuel to the story that he's not living the straight life he tries to project. And once that IG live with Nicki resurfaced, the receipts started stacking again. Then Jaguar Wright jumped in. If you know her, you know she never holds back. She flat out claimed that Soulja and 50 Cent were messing around. And according to her, 50 is the one who introduced Soulja to that DL lifestyle.
This is serious. People have been hurt. People have been destroyed. Now you just want to be the lineup king, Curtis, huh? How about we line you up everything you did with Soulja Boy?
She even said she saw a private video of the two of them getting intimate a few years ago. Now, whether that's true or just her running her mouth, it definitely made people side-eye both of them all over again.
Why did you go and buy them all off, Curtis?
Wait, so you did a PSA on Curtis about him and Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
On a cover of,
yeah.
You know, you kind of poking the bear there.
I'm not poking a bear. I'm saying that he's a stone. And I've spoken to 2 men he's lived in sales with.
And honestly, it wasn't even that far-fetched for people to believe her. Soulja and 50 have been connected for years, and their relationship has always been a little unusual. So when Jaguar dropped that claim, it wasn't treated like some random story. It was treated like confirmation of what people already suspected. And funny enough, this lined up with something Vivica Fox had hinted about years earlier, which only made the old XXL cover with 50 and Soulja look even more suspicious. Let's take it back to 2010 when Soulja Boy and 50 Cent did that XXL magazine cover together. If you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. 50 is standing in the back looking all serious and tough, while Soulja is right in front of him, shirtless, with that almost innocent look on his face. At the time, people joked about it online, but looking back now, that cover has a whole different energy. It straight up gave off man and his boy toy vibes, and people were not feeling it. Then add Vivica Fox into the mix. Years after her messy breakup with 50, she went on interviews and hinted that there was something he was fighting inside. She said the reason he talks so much about gay men is because he might be dealing with his own confusion. And just listen to Vivica herself, years after her breakup with 50, basically calling him out.
What were your thoughts when 50 Cent blamed the second season ratings dip on gay stuff?
First of all, you know, the pot calling the kettle black is all I'm saying.
Ooh. The pot calling the kettle black. Huh.
Whoa. That was some tea. That was shade. That was major shade.
Pot calling the kettle black. So, I mean, you're not insinuating that
he's
50
gay?
Cent is...
Oh my Lord, please. What? Girl, we gotta talk after this episode is over.
Wait, Vivica A. Fox, what are you insinuating?
Well, I mean,
he gave you...
No, he's not. I mean, we had a great time. I mean, but he's just seems like he's got something that's not quite clear.
But the internet didn't just stop at old magazine covers and ex-girlfriend interviews, because not too long ago, an alleged lover came forward with a confession that blew the story wide open. A blogger dropped a video of one of Soulja's alleged lovers. This guy sat there on camera and claimed that he and Soulja had a whole situationship going on. According to him, Soulja got his number through a mutual friend, reached out, and before long they were hooking up in secret. He didn't just stop at saying they linked up either. He came with details, talking about how Soulja spoiled him with gifts to keep him quiet. He showed off a puppy that Soulja allegedly gave him, plus a Gucci bag. It sounded less like a random fling and more like Soulja was trying to buy loyalty. But here's where it got even more telling. The guy said he ended things because he couldn't handle the double life. In his words, Soulja was living one way in public, while being completely different behind closed doors, and he didn't want to be dragged down with that. And honestly, that's what made this video so believable to a lot of people. Just take a look.
And me and him just been kicking it for a little while, and until about last month where I told him, like, you gotta stop fucking living in a lie. You gotta stop pretending like you're not gay, because it's been like all this shit on MySpace. His manager been calling me because me and him had stopped talking, and I told him that I was gonna go on the computer and, you know, make the blogs, whatever, so he got pissed. So it is definitely real, and it's just amazing because me and him was talking for a long time. He was talking about, you know, getting a little mansion built down here, whatever. And I'm 19. I don't have to lie. We're not about to even do that. So just let me know, comment, whatever. Any questions y'all want me to answer, I'm answering them. And thank you, Soulja Boy, for the puppy you bought me. She's very cute. But she's not my dream yet, but say bye, Soulja Boy. Say bye. Say bye.
And that man wasn't the only one ready to spill. because the next alleged ex didn't just post online, he went straight to Tasha K's show and let everything out. William came prepared, and he didn't hold back at all. According to him, Soulja wasn't just curious or testing the waters, he was fully into it. William said Soulja approached him like he had been waiting for the moment, and from the jump, it was clear what he wanted. He even described Soulja using specific phrases during their time together, stuff like asking if he liked this white boy, which immediately made people think, okay, this is way too detailed to be fake.
Perfect. And he was like, take this, you white. Like he kept, like he's very like into like the race play stuff. And
Soulja.
But here's the thing, I don't know if this was really him or it was like drunk him or like, yo, I'm nervous. I'm like, is he gonna hurt me? Is he making music? I'm so nervous.
And that wasn't all. William went into things that only someone close to Soulja could possibly know. He talked about Soulja being into race play, about the way he carried himself privately versus publicly, and he even brought up intimate details about Soulja's size. It was wild, and people were shocked that he was willing to put it all out there so plainly. And here's William himself, spilling details you'd only know if you were really up close with Soulja.
And so he pulls his dick out, right? And that thing was big, Tasha.
Most skinny men got big.
No, that thing was big, Tasha.
But most skinny men got
I'm gonna be honest, that thing was like fat, and it goes, here's the thing that makes it different. It goes to the left. It was for me, I loved it.
Of course, once this story went viral, Soulja did exactly what everyone expected him to do. Deny, deny, deny. He hopped on IG Live and tried to laugh it off. But this time, his denial didn't sound as loud as his usual rants. Instead, he seemed calm, almost desperate, swearing on his life and even saying, God strike me down if I'm lying. It almost felt like he was trying too hard to convince people he was innocent. Watch how Soulja jumps on live defending himself.
And then you come on my dick, like, I'm really pleasing bitches, you feel me? So none of my hoes said nothing, none of them said nothing. One of my hoes hit me like, what's this? I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna sue out this nigga. I don't even play like that. All my bitches know, like, come on bro, I be fucking the shit out their ass. Oh God.
And that's what made the whole thing even messier. Because here's a man who usually goes off on everyone, from rappers to bloggers. But when it came to William's story, he was oddly composed. Too composed. But while Soulja was busy denying William's claims, he was also out here picking fights with other celebs, almost like he needed a distraction. And that's when he crossed paths with Marlon Wayans. Marlon had just opened up about his son Kai, who came out as transgender in 2023. He was showing support, being the kind of father that stands by his kid no matter what. But Soulja? Instead of minding his business, he jumped online and threw out a homophobic slur about Kai in a since-deleted tweet. He even went so far as to mock Marlon by posting old headlines about him supporting Kai's transition, asking if it ran in the family. That didn't sit right with anyone, and Marlon clapped back immediately. He tweeted a screenshot of Soulja's post and dragged him by saying, if Soulja Boy had a career, he could get canceled for this type of slander. Luckily, he ain't been relevant since 2007. And honestly, whew, that line had the internet screaming. He even went and trolled him further. Just take a look.
I need crack and meth together. I need creth together. I want someone to look like they'll sell your car, rob you, and suck your all at the same time. Soulja Boy.
Of course, Soulja couldn't just take the L. He fired back again, calling Marlon a B-word, not funny, and even accusing him of selling his soul. He even threatened to beat him up.
Marlon Wayans, you a bitch, nigga. Now what? And I'll knock your pussy ass out, nigga. What you wanna do, nigga? You suck dick to get in your position, nigga.
It turned into this random back and forth that, let's be real, didn't even make sense. 1 minute, Soulja was being accused of messing with men behind closed doors. The next, he was throwing slurs at a trans kid and picking fights with comedians. And that's why people weren't buying it. It looked less like Soulja genuinely cared about Marlon or Kai, and more like he was deflecting. Starting new beefs, saying outrageous things, anything to get people to stop talking about William and those other allegations. And this is where things really start to click. Think about it. Soulja wouldn't even be in this mess if Nicki hadn't pressed him about undercover brothers on that IG Live. That single moment put him in the hot seat. And from there, the rumors about him snowballed. But here's the twist. What if Soulja flipped the script? What if he was the one who leaked information about Nicki's struggles in the first place? It lines up. Not long after that live, Nicki opened up in Vogue about her Percocet addiction. She admitted she had been prescribed the drug for cramps, that she didn't realize how addictive it was, and that she used it even when she wasn't in pain. She talked about grounding herself, but she also admitted that once you've experienced addiction, it never really leaves you. She even tied it back to her father's battles with crack and how it shaped her own fears. And suddenly it all makes sense. Nicki's confessions didn't just come out of nowhere. They came at a time when Soulja was being dragged, when people were questioning his lifestyle, and when his back was against the wall. Instead of letting her throw shots at him unchecked, he may have dropped something that forced Nicki to speak up before the whispers got too loud.